Yes, they're actually building it. Oh my goodness. So we're getting updates on, if you guys don't know, the Falcon's Flight, which is the mega coaster located in Qiddiya, Saudi Arabia. They're building a huge Six Flags. It's called Six Flags Qiddiya with 6 different entertainment zones, and the main attraction, the Falcon's Flight. Not only is it the tallest, not only is it the fastest, but it's the longest coaster, or it's going to be the longest coaster in the world. And on top of that, they're building the amusement park in a cannon, and Falcon's Flight, the track of it, is supposed to go up and outside of the cannon and then drop back in 607 feet tall. It's just unbelievable. And then I also want to talk about another massive coaster that's been closed since 2021 due to the tragic incident, the Top Thrill Dragster. But just taking a look at a few different photos of, what we can see. A lot of these are really blurry. Some of them are from Snapchat. Some of them are from Reddit. You can see the giant cranes up on top, possibly installing supports up there. They originally wanted to build another different Six Flags park in Saudi Arabia around a decade ago. That didn't work, so now they're doing this. And there is the track going with the light tan color. They're basically forced to use that color just because of how potent the sun is in the desert in Saudi Arabia. Using any darker color or really any other color, it'll just immediately fade and you would have to repaint it every year. I would imagine this track, just based on sheer size, would be the most expensive roller coaster in the world and probably the toughest one in terms of keeping everything running properly. There are some photos of some of the early turns of the Falcon's Flight. We'll see if it actually gets built, if it actually goes up outside of the cannon. There are some POVs on YouTube. There was just one recently released about a month ago. I think it has 1 million views at this point, but it is pretty remarkable. So there's early construction on that. And then they also just released some early construction photos of it. The timeline of this park, if you're wondering, they're trying to go for October of 2024, but it says sometime around there, and normally with projects like this, the mega projects, it's very tentative. It wouldn't surprise me at all if this got pushed back to 2025, but it was recently announced. This was late May this year. They said they wanted to have it open by October of 2024 based on the construction. These photos are a few months old, but based on the photos we're getting, I would say probably early 2025, maybe late 2024 at the earliest for Six Flags Qiddiya. And then you also have, the renderings are just ridiculous. You've got like 10 things going on. Are they trying to put an F1, a Formula One racing track in this Six Flags amusement park? And then also on top of that, they also have a water park as well. Now, the water park makes a lot more sense with how hot it is, but this is just a crazy park based on where it's located, and it is expected to have a total cost right around $1 billion. But, yeah, that image is like, they got a freaking lazy river going over a racetrack. It is pretty remarkable. And one of the things I am noticing in some of these renderings on the Falcon's Flight, at least the initial renderings, they are in red, and that would kind of make sense. It would fit more of the Falcon's Flight theme. I wonder if they are going to try painting it red. It feels like it would just be too much of a hassle with how hot it is, but I don't know if the renderings say it. Maybe they'll try and do that. And then you can see some of the different themes that they will have within the park. This is an image of the Six Flags amusement park that they tried to build in Saudi Arabia that never ended up getting built. That actually looks really nice right next to the water, but it never ended up happening, and now they are doing this project with the Falcon's Flight. That is a construction photo of the station foundation for the Falcon's Flight right there. There's another photo of it early in on its construction. The Falcon's Flight, just in its design, reminds me of the Formula coaster at the Ferrari World Abu Dhabi, which surpassed the King Dakar as the fastest roller coaster when it opened in 2010. Speed of that one right around 150 miles per hour. That's the kind of vibes I get of this one. It just seems like a similar building process. They just want to build something crazy. And also the track color seems really similar as well. And well, just to show you a scale and give you some perspective on how tall the Falcon's flight's going to be, the King Dakar, which is currently the tallest one and has been since 2005, 456 feet. Yeah, Falcon's flight over 600, just remarkable. And then the other big story I wanted to talk about, the top Thrill Dragster currently undergoing some type of makeover. You know, Cedar Point, they're really not telling anyone right now. If you remember 2021, it gets closed down in August. It's closed all through 2022. It's been closed all through 2023, but it has gotten a new paint job, and there are a few things that people are speculating on. They're going to add more track to it to make it even better, to where it might launch you, not get to the top, roll back down, go up another hill, and then gain enough momentum to go all the way around. There was a POV I saw on that, but there is new track being laid right now for the top Thrill Dragster. And then there's also Cedar Point themselves coming out and releasing this photo, racing, join the team. So people are starting to speculate, is it going to be some type of race involved? Honestly, I just think that's, the whole gimmick of the top Thrill Dragster. It was already racing theme. It's not like there's going to be two different trains racing each other, in my opinion. As for the ride closing down, it is an unfortunate situation. The woman, I saw the new recent reports, she is suing, and she's probably going to get around $15 million because she does have, it's really bad. And I'm guessing, for Cedar Point, insurance is probably going to cover some of that, but still not good for them. The actual ride, it's just really unfortunate. It opened back in the early 2000s. There were really no issues with it. And then there's the one giant problem. That's kind of the issue with roller coasters. If one incident happens, that completely changes the entire thing. But the good news is it looks like they're upgrading the thing to where it's even going to be better, and the ride is going to last a lot longer than it originally did if they are including an extra hill for it to gain more speed. There's also been speculation, will they make it taller, even if it's just slightly, than the King Dakar? Not that it matters a lot, considering the Falcon's flight's going to be way taller than both of them. If Falcon's flight gets completed, there's no guarantee of that, but if it does, it won't matter. But based off of the construction that I've seen, there's no indication they're making it taller, but that could always change. We'll have to see. But guys, those are just two huge mega coasters I wanted to talk about, including the Falcon's flight, which is really, you want to talk about an all-in-one. When you compare something like the Falcon's flight to the King Dakar or the Dragster, this is an actual coaster that not only is the fastest, not only it's the tallest, but it's also the longest. How bad is the maintenance on this gonna be? You really got it, because of how long it is and the fact that it goes almost up outside of the theme park area. And it's a big area, by the way, as well. I think one of the big issues they're going to run into, one of the problems when it comes to the Six Flags Qiddiya, it's just the ridiculous amount of heat they're going to have to deal with at that park. But we will see. Saudi Arabia, they're known to build some pretty crazy mega projects, and this is just another one of those. But guys, that is going to do it for this video. Make sure you follow me on Twitter. Link to that's always in the description.